following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity.
It's the Barfly Tailgate Show. Hey. Barfly Tailgate. We're gonna give it to you straight. Barfly Tailgate. We're here to help you calibrate. Say hey to AC, the bearded Bears fan. What's up to KB, the fiery Bears man? You know Tooch, he knows the state of affairs. And there's Neil bringing facts about the Bears. Barfly Tailgate. We're gonna give it to you straight. Barfly Tailgate. We're here to help you calibrate. This is the Barfly Tailgate Show. Let's fucking go!
And fuck Green Bay.
Good, better, better. Good, better, better. Let it rip. Good gets better. Good gets better. Better gets better. Better gets better. Bears on three. Better gets better.
Here we go, Barflies. Welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. You already know it's done by Barflies for Barflies and all the other Bears fans out there. Good morning, fellas. The Bears go into a game today against a pivotal, oh my goodness, I can't speak. A pivotal opponent, a division rival, the Detroit Lions. But prior to that, we're going to talk a little bit about the 49ers, a little bit about probably playoff seeding and what's at stake today. But first and foremost, how y'all doing? My man Tooch, how was your week, brother?
That was good, man. Happy New Year, everybody. Wishing Barflies a happy 2026, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, happy New Year, everyone. Hope 2026 is good for everybody. We got playoff football in Chicago. We're coming off a crazy game. The scoreboard for scoreboard watchers of Sunday Night Football, man. That was the craziest game I've ever seen in a long time, man. I tell you, though, that hook and ladder, if that would have scored, man, it would be like a walk-off grand slam.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to the 49ers, they stopped it. But could you imagine if we would have won that game on the hook and ladder?
Yeah, that'd have been another thing, man. That would have been another feather in Ben Johnson's cap if he was able to pull that off.
We were like 2-3 feet short on that last throw. Just came up short. But 49ers game exposed the Bears' Achilles heel. It's the lack of a consistent pass rush, consistent pressure.
Yeah, it's really something we all knew all year, I feel like. KB, how was your week, brother?
Man, it's been a great week, man. A lot of holiday cheer in the air. You know, the New Year smell. Sucks coming off of an L, man. But you know, you look at a game like that and you just have hope, brother. And a lot of New Year's hope going around. So that's how I'm feeling, brother, man. Throw that to somebody else.
Neil, how was your week, brother?
Oh man, we are just now starting to come down from the high of that Rose Bowl, man. I got the Bison shirt on today.
Talk about it, big dog.
Boy, tell you what, Mendoza, that dude's like the Terminator coming back from the future to save a failing football program, man. I mean, it is unbelievable. Coming back to crush the dirty air, the dirty vibes in a program that now is one of the bullies of college football. Rose Bowl champs.
Yeah,
Unreal,
I'm an SEC fan, man, and even I said I don't think that the Alabama Crimson Tide should have been in the playoff. But and Mendoza, he's probably going to be a Raider too, so he's going to have to do it again when he gets to the pros.
Hey, all that dude does is elevate, man.
Yeah,
All that dude does is elevate.
Didn't he play?
You know what I
Caleb
mean?
Williams and him have a shootout when he was at Cal one game.
I
I think
no idea.
Oh man,
when
I don't know.
Mendoza was at Cal, I think he and Williams had a big shootout.
I have to look that up,
Williams
man.
was at USC. I'd have to look it up.
I mean, if it happened, that'll be one of those things on draft night, or I guess leading up to the draft with us. Well, remember this guy did
Yeah.
this, and that. I mean, that was really when they were talking about Caleb, and I kept seeing his first start was against Texas, and I remembered seeing it live. You know, of course, I'm watching the Red River rivalry. Wow, but
That's a rough one to say, man. I do the same thing. It's kind of how it sounds sometimes coming out of my mouth.
right,
It's a wild
right.
one. That's a wild one.
Yeah, so that was my first introduction to Caleb, and I remember the fans in down in Oklahoma cheering for Caleb Williams, wanting him to be on the field over Spencer Rattler, who might be a good backup in this league, but he's not on Caleb's level. But we'll just get right into it. The Bears played Sunday Night Football in Santa Clara against the San Francisco 49ers. Like we said, instant classic. It gave me, I told you guys before the show, it gave me vibes of the Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff back and forth shootout in Mexico City when Goff was in LA. And it was really that was like the first game where a lot of people looked at Patrick Mahomes and said, okay, maybe this guy is the truth. Maybe he can be this superstar quarterback. And I feel like I'm coming out of this game with people saying the same things about Caleb, even though he came on a losing effort. The plays he was able to make, the throws he was able to make. Oh, my God, I almost forgot the free play, fellas. How many times did we watch Aaron Rodgers kill us with that?
Yes.
It was so
We finally
awesome.
got one.
Exactly.
That
so
throw
awesome
violent too.
to be on the right side of that. And shout out to Colston Loveland. I mean, we've talked about it on here for most of the year. I think Colston Loveland may have the best hands on the team, but we had a breakout game for Luther Burden III. That dude is going to be a stud superstar wide receiver for years to come. Not only does he catch everything in his vicinity, he gets so much yak. Like when the ball's in his hands, he's not just going down. He's looking to move it upfield, and he doesn't just move it up 2 or 3 yards. It's 10, 20 yards, up the field, and you can never let him down. Again, like you said, too, it just sucks that we came up just short. The final play call, and even after the game, Ben Johnson said that was on him. The play call didn't get in just right, and they weren't lined up just perfect when they snapped the football, but they were running out of time there. But I was really proud of the way our team played. And at first, I thought for a minute, fellas, that my prediction last week was going to be right because I said 38-35, a game winner by Cairo. And when he nailed it, all I had to do was have my defense make one stop, and I would have been correct. But like I said, I've never felt this good coming off a loss. Been this impressed by it was the best Sunday Night Football game overall that I've seen in forever. It feels like, just a great game. Tooch, what were your thoughts on the game last week, man?
Well, like I said, the Bears. In my notes, let me grab my notes real quick. When there are no turnovers, the Bears rank 30th in EPA allowed per play. And over the past 2 games, the Bears have allowed almost 400 yards rushing and 56 first downs. So, in the playoffs, man, we have to tighten up because you just can't rely on turnovers against the better teams. This was, like I said, this barn burner, man, it was so exciting. And Caleb Williams made so many freaking amazing throws, dude, that it just really got you excited for the future. Whether or not we do go far in the playoffs next year looks extremely bright.
While we're on that, though, the amazing throws he was able to make. Why was Chris Collinsworth so fixated on the 2 misses he had? We talked about it all night. I'm like, dude, He's
still
making
mad.
amazing throws the whole night. You talk about the 2 misses, like you don't think other quarterbacks have misses. I've watched Matthew Stafford on Monday night with a ton of misses and giving the ball to the Atlanta Falcons every chance he got. But they don't talk about that. I don't know. They
Man, they got to massage
gears.
the narrative. You got to they got to massage the shoulders of the narrative a little bit. Make sure that they're crushing all the talking points.
Yeah, of course.
That's all that is.
Go ahead, Tooch.
I do have that. Let me just grab that real quick. Where is it? Caleb versus Mendoza was a 50-49 game, 2023. Caleb threw for 392 yards, something like that.
Back when the conferences made sense.
Yeah. I was preparing it while we were talking.
That's another thing, Neil. The conferences are so big that, like I heard someone, Yurko on Carmen and Yurko was saying they should just get rid of the conference championship games because it's just an extra game, this and that. But if they didn't have a conference championship game, we would have went into the playoffs with Ohio State as the 1 seed because they wouldn't have played Indiana head to head. And yeah, it's just so difficult with these big conferences to because you don't play all the teams.
21 points in the fourth quarter. Another Caleb Williams come from behind. I remember, this game.
Yeah.
It was November of 2023, I think. Hold on a second, let me get the exact date.
Those Pac-12 games were tough for me because it was they always came on so late.
October after dark, man.
October 28, 2023. 50-49 USC win for Caleb versus Fernando Mendoza. But pretty good game if anybody remembers that one.
I wish I did. I did.
Right. Well, we weren't really watching Caleb Williams as heavy as we probably should have been, knowing that the Bears were gonna. I don't know if Lovie Smith had given us that first round pick yet, first overall pick yet. By then, it was the Texans. That Texans rally to win that gave us the number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about how we wound up where we were. Got the haul from Carolina, and they were bad enough to give us the number 1 overall pick again. Yep. Carolina, what are they doing?
They could still make the playoffs if Atlanta beats the Saints. They'll knock the Buccaneers out. The Panthers will go back into that 4 seed.
It's crazy
today.
So crazy.
The Panthers are big Falcons fans today. Yeah. Man, how about that Bijan Robinson game? That dude was like floating, levitating, the cuts. It's like he's just on another level, man.
That 93-yard run
ridiculous
was insane. I kept thinking, okay, here's where he's going to get caught. No, he didn't. He just kept going 93 yards. That's just insane.
The stop-start ability is insane, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're going back to draft analysis. That's something that you saw on film at Texas.
Yep.
I mean, and a bunch of people kept on saying to me, "You can't possibly think about a running back in the top 5. What are we doing? Like, have you watched the kid play football? You know who the kid is.
The Rams.
He
beat the Rams on his own in that game.
Yeah.
Well,
and all the Falcons had to do was go ahead and take care of the New York, Jets, and they could potentially be in a position to make the playoffs today.
Yep.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's true.
Unreal situation.
Yeah, the NFC South is crazy, and everybody keeps talking about not wanting them to have a home game because of the record and this and that. But I feel like, I talked about it online. It's remember when Seattle was 7-9 and the 11-5 New Orleans Saints rolled into town and Seattle beats them. Of course, then they came to Chicago the week after and lost. But everyone wants to talk about them not deserving a home game because of their record, but then it takes away from divisional games, in my opinion. What's the sense of
divisional games and makes it puts an extra incentive on winning your division. That is where that's where the importance is. That's where it all lies. And again, then we're also going back to the same idiotic debate that is taking place around the college football playoff, which who should be included, who should not be included. Whoever's playing the best football right now should be included for sure. And if you're playing the best football towards the end of the year and you win your division, yes, you get rewarded with the bye. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Stop. We don't have to change everything. Things don't need to be changed. It's worked for decades, and it's fine. Everything always works itself out anyways. That is the one law that people seem to forget about all the damn time, is that everything seems to always work itself out.
Is Roshan Johnson on injured reserve? I think he is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just Bijan, Roshan, the backup to Bijan at Texas.
Yeah, I was so excited when we drafted him too, but I think we got it figured out in the backfield. I think.
Yeah, it seems like
Ben's
it's
got
in good shape.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Aaron brought up Manangai. Look at the Bears rookies since November. Yeah, Colston Loveland, that little slant for 3, 4, 5 yards, that's unstoppable. It's like a Tecmo Bowl cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
Luther Burden, man, it's the moves, man, you saw against just the extra yards he gets after catch. Not only that, but he's an all-time high 2.98 yards per route run. If he finishes the season around there, it'd be an NFL record for rookie wide receivers. Ozzie Trapillo, 6 starts at left tackle, allowed only 2 sacks. And then Manangai, 583 yards since November, man. 4.8 yards and 4 touchdowns. 4.8 yards per carry, man. It's freaking awesome.
The rookies are working, man.
This rookie class has been fantastic.
So shout out to Ryan Poles.
Ryan Poles, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it's
we're gonna have to keep stacking them because some of these players are gonna have to start getting paid. So you got to be able to build through the draft. KB, I feel like we're getting way off the rails here, man. What were your thoughts on the game last week?
It's funny because I kind of called it, if I remember right. Caleb Williams having a decent game and Luther Burden having a decent game. Was that game that I said that was gonna happen? I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff is all a blur. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody watches Welcome to Derry, but you know what I'm saying? Everything's just all the same for Pennywise. You know what I'm saying? KP feels the same way.
Nostra KB over here.
Hey, bro. So
I wanted to pick a tie, man. The game had like 5, 6, 7, 10 ties throughout the game. You guys wouldn't let me pick a tie game.
Hey, man, for a second, it looked like it was going everybody's way. That says something, man, about their bowl picks.
Their AC almost picked the right score.
I mean, it was a fun game to watch. It exposed a lot of worry for the defense. Pass rush just isn't there. Defensive line is what it is at this point. It's something that's got to be fixed in the offseason. That's to me is the biggest thing. You watch how you couldn't get pressure on Purdy. Purdy sat back there all night and looked like Peyton Manning. It was drop back pass, and it was funny because it felt like the same routes that killed you. Somehow Ricky Parasol, whatever his name is, runs a curl and it is in the open spot in the zone.
And then Parasol doesn't even play last night. I'm like, how? This dude tore us up. Why couldn't he be out the week before?
Right. Parasol, he just consistently finding the open hole. Then ex-Bear, Tongus. Same thing. It's just that he just kept finding the open spot in the zone, man, all game. The last touchdown killed us. I think Nashawn Wright kind of got exposed on why he didn't make it to the Pro Bowl. Purdy picked on him the entire night.
All night.
The entire night. The defense, the game exposed a lot, but it kind of leaves you the hope of, you don't have to go into this offseason really doing much on offense this year. Everything has to be like legit. This offseason needs to be dedicated to defense and defensive only. You get that right. I mean, if the offense stays on schedule, you got a problem next year.
Yep, they could go all defense in the draft. Just
Hey,
Quarterback, safety, pass rush, defensive lineman. You know,
I finally did my first mock draft, fellas. I finally did my first mock draft.
Hey,
I drafted us a defensive tackle out of Oregon, Amari Washington, and I grabbed Kenyatta Jackson Jr. out of Ohio State in the second round for our pass rusher. So, GMAC is trying to fix some things. So we'll see how it goes.
GMAC.
Hey, it's funny because I ended up with Ugalele and my man from Clemson.
TJ Parker.
Yeah. I ended up with Parker and Ugalele, man. I was like, I would take this so much right now.
Can't wait
if
for
Romello
some,
Height comes out too, that would be nice. That's
Neil breakdown on some of these guys later on.
Yeah, we got to get into some film study here pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have to see who's within reach. I know that Ruben Bain, he might be the top 1-2 pick, depending on what these teams feel like doing.
Yep.
Has that dude been crushing some souls the past couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way that Miami
defense
did Ohio State. Ooh. One of my favorite dudes, Mr. Brendan Clinton, does them football videos. Had buddy, he said Julian Sane turned into a Cyberman. I was like, oh no. Oh man, this
got 4 teams left. The final 4 right here.
Hey, that Mississippi Miami game is going to be a interesting game to watch here.
That Trinidad Chambliss, man.
Winidad, they call him.
Man,
Winidad.
that's a really good player.
Wait a minute.
That's a dude that needs to go ahead and put himself in the draft.
Hold on now. I missed something. Georgia lost to Ole Miss?
Yep.
Yeah.
Were you asleep?
Chambliss, he looked like Caleb Williams out there, man. I'll tell you.
I turned the game off at like the third.
That was a great game.
Oh, Lord.
Hell of a game, man.
Yep.
Hey, man, that's what's up, man.
Chambliss is looking for an extra year of eligibility, I do believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what year he is. What is he, a senior?
He's got 1 year of eligibility left if he wants to return.
Yeah.
And well, if he gets the medical red shirt, I think there's a potential medical red shirt in there coming from when he was at Fair State.
Because I mean,
that is,
if he came out this coming draft, I mean, I don't know if he would surpass Mendoza. You know?
Oh no.
He's definitely entered himself into the conversation.
Oh, I agree. He's definitely in the conversation, but people are, they're high on Mendoza right now.
Yeah. And I do believe there are 10 more days before the declarations need to be set in stone.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it would surpass Mendoza, but for him to be, I mean, there's no way you could see him doing Anthony Richardson like rise with the way he's playing in these playoffs, especially if they go out here and beat Miami, with one of the best D lines in the country. Elevate himself to that level, and then who knows how he'll measure and tape out and at the combine, and someone falls in love with athleticism and you see what you're seeing on tape. I mean, I like Dante Moore out of Oregon, but he
another good player.
Was struggling against Texas Tech, and if Trinidad is that guy, I mean, he might not go number 1, but unfortunately he might have to go to the Jets, but he might be the second quarterback off the board.
God bless whoever goes to the Jets. God bless him. My goodness.
Ho Jets.
It's like being sent straight to purgatory,
Yeah, it's just
not quite to hell, but because you're at least in the NFL still. But hey, you got to go ahead and suffer for a couple years before you find yourself somewhere good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, brother, that's a team that has no direction at all. That's just people just walking around a circle in a maze, brother. That's the Jets, bro. It's sad to see.
He's about the same size as Caleb Williams, Chambliss, 6'1", 200. Right
and
now,
Martin McFly, I agree. I called Richardson being a bust as soon as he came out because I watched him struggle against Kentucky every time he played them. But I was saying, like, the rise that Richardson made With
he was
with,
big, fast, and had a strong arm, and people
Drafted based on trades.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all.
That's
it
all
was.
that was.
The Colts are in a
Trace
whole
pick.
different. The Colts are in a whole different ball game right now,
Ooh,
man.
the Colts in for one, bro. You traded your first round picks for a corner, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
and then the corner didn't even really play for you. Ooh.
Yep. Same with the Micah Parsons.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner went 1-7 with the Jets, then got traded to the Colts and went 1-7 with the Colts. Just a
That's
crazy stat.
That's tragic.
Yeah, but yeah, it's Neil. What was your thoughts on the game last week, man? Just I feel like we're all over the place this morning. Trying to get the train back on the rails.
Yeah, right. Let's go ahead and ride those rails, man. Outside of it being probably the best game of the year, regardless of who you're cheering for, I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable. I want to go back to that last San Francisco drive. We've touched on it a couple times, and AC, I think you made the point that all we needed to do was just get a third down stop, just get off the field. Defense, just get off the field. We had two opportunities to potentially do that.
Mm-hmm.
CJGJ makes that massive PBU covering. I think he was covering Mac in the middle of the field. Purdy tried to dump it short, get the first down. Big PBU does sort of like superhero pose afterwards. That made it 3rd and 6. And then Purdy escapes a 3rd and 6 pressure to throw himself a first down to Tongas. I believe it was Tongas. Killed us right there. And then on the next play, we had another potential third down opportunity and got flagged for illegal hands to the face. And that was one of those things with Purdy again. He escapes the pressure and made a play. And man, it's just like after that was when McPherson had. Not McPherson. But Mac had that big run to the right side. Purdy had that deep middle to Jennings, 38 yards. Safety's got twisted up, touchdown. I mean, two massive chunk plays, two massive explosive plays right after that. It felt like, holy cow, man, did the air just deflate out of the building? You're kind of questioning, okay, we still have tons of time left on this clock. Are we going to, operate this clock the right way? Is Caleb going to go ahead and pull some more magic out of his ass? What's going to happen here? And nearly did. That hook and ladder. It had Swift just kept his leverage to the outside on that play. He either makes a man miss for a score, or he gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and we don't have to scramble, trying to make some things happen with 16 seconds left on the clock. With I think he at least got us to 1st and goal, but we should have had at least 4 shots at the end zone had things potentially gone just slightly different in that particular situation. And man, if this was a choose your own adventure book, I'd probably go back to that specific play, get Swifty outside, get out of bounds or score. Obviously, you want him to score, but it looked like the corner there had some pretty good angle on him. Not sure he would be able to make a miss. Maybe just ran his ass over. Who knows? DeAndre Swift is all of a sudden a power back. I never saw that coming.
Right.
You could potentially just ran that dude straight the hell over and scored, but that probably would have given you 4 shots at the end zone and goal to go. And who knows what would happen there. Instead, we get 2 shots at the end zone, and pressure forces Caleb to kind of scramble and make something out of nothing. Like Tuch said, just a couple feet short of potentially connecting with one of his new favorite receivers, Jade All Day Walker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of things I never saw coming going into the year, All Day Jade Walker becoming one of Caleb's favorite receivers. 2 clutch catches throughout this game. 2 clutch catches.
Yeah, we had that beautiful catch against the Packers too.
Yeah,
that was a hell of a throw too, man. That
would have been nice to see that touchdown celebration, the best one in the league.
Yep, Luther's touchdown celebration is pretty good too, man.
Man. That was good.
A lot of people are talking about the interception that Gardner Johnson made when they had the illegal hands to the face.
Yeah, that was a ticky-tacky call.
Oh my God, I hated that call.
Self-inflicted penalty though. I mean, it was him that had illegal hands, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was just chucking the receiver at the line,
I was gonna say, man,
I feel like it was a little bit of acting on Pearsall as well.
Oh, of course.
He twists his head this way.
Yep.
I was gonna say, man, the position that the wide receiver room is like it's in right now. I mean, you look at it next year, I'll say you probably lose the kids more than likely. But then you got Jade. There is one like offensive player I would love to see the Bears have, but it's not for offensive reasons. I would love to get that kid Branch from Georgia. Oh my God. If you can have him at return man for us. Ooh, that kid is electric with the ball in his hands.
Iowa's got a great return man like a Cooper DeJean at Caden Wetchen. Have you seen him?
No,
That
I haven't.
dude is freaking fast as hell, man. He's got like 6 return touchdowns this season.
I was gonna say, man, I think that's another underrated spot I think we're missing. I would love to see us get a return specialist.
Yeah, totally agree, man.
Well, he's going to be really late in the draft, but Barry Brown played here at Kentucky, and he was a great return specialist for us. He transferred to LSU, and they did absolutely nothing with him. So he may drop to the 6th, 7th round. You could grab him and let him return some stuff for you. But he had 2 or 3 kickoff return touchdowns here at Kentucky. He's still got that speed. You can't teach that speed.
Duvernay did a good job this season, but you got to think he's not coming back.
I was going to say, Duvernay just kind of came out of nowhere towards the second half of the year and really amped up the return game for this ball club.
Yeah.
He's so crafty with the ball in his hands. I think is the biggest thing. He has really good field vision. He can find some slips and some holes and some lanes that potentially aren't even there. I think he's a very an instinctive runner with the ball in his hand. And we see that at clutch times this year too. When our wide receiver room was banged up, Duvernay showing up making a big play.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say he's got that veteran presence about him, man. And it is nice to see. But with that also being said, you can see that time kind of got to him with the athletic portion of himself. I mean, he's still a hell of an athlete, but you can see that burst isn't there like how it used to be. Because Duvernay used to be a burner. When he hit a hole, But I'm just saying that to me, that's another underrated spot. I think I would love to see. I would love to see an electric, returner, somebody who has that speed that hits the crease and is just gone.
And speaking of dudes with vision and burst that can hit holes, McCaffrey was absolutely torching us the entire night.
Yeah,
absolutely torching us. And I guess going back to thoughts on the game, man, defensively. There's times this year where we look like we can't tackle, we can't cover.
Tackling was terrible.
We can't align right. I mean, it is. There's been about 3 or 4 times this year where there's been a massive exposure, but they come back the next game and shut somebody down. So if that ends up being the case today, Ben Johnson being the red ass that he is, I can see him to absolutely skull drag the hell out of this Lions ball club today.
Yep.
And they put 50 on him in week 2. He don't forget shit like that. I do got to say, shout out Jay Grizz. He gave us a good question here. We talked about it a little bit before we got on the show. He says, would any of you boys trade a first-round pick and a later pick or a player on the team for Crosby or Garrett? Absolutely. I don't think Garrett will ever be available, but it sounds like Max Crosby is about fed up with the Raiders organization and the way they do business. They shut him down for the rest of the year for no reason other than to really tank for the draft pick, I think, because he was out that day playing basketball at his house. I love Max Crosby
to hit, a payday. I would have been pissed off too.
The guy just loves to play. That's what it sounds like. He's a guy. He went to Eastern Michigan. Grimy worked his way up. Actually, Eastern Michigan played Kentucky while he was there. I saw him prior to the draft process. But I love this guy, and I feel like he'd be a perfect Bear. Now we'd have to figure out the number situation if Montez Sweat's going to give him 98, or I looked it up at Eastern Michigan. He wore 92, so maybe he'd have to switch numbers if he came here. But I love the idea of Crosby. I don't think Garrett's going to leave Cleveland, and even if he does, it's such a big cap hit that I feel like it would be you'd have to give up so much to get him here. I think it would hurt the team overall. Whereas Garrett whereas Crosby, I hate to say it, but you may have to throw in a weapon like a DJ Moore, or unless they want a younger guy, Roma Dunze's not doing much. Throw in a draft pick.
The stress fracture in his foot right now. I don't know if he's worth much to.
Yeah.
Them, but,
a lot of people are in the draft are talking about building through the draft, but if you're picking right now 29 to 32, it's hard to find a pass rusher at that point in the draft. I just feel like Crosby solves your problem there, at least for 2-3 years before you have to pay Caleb, and then you'll have to figure it out after that.
Yeah.
I'll just pass around the room.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'll just pass the question around the room, man. Whoever, I guess we'll go down, Neil, and around. Would you give up some draft capital to go get a pass rusher this offseason, or do you? I know you're a build through the draft guy, right? Usually, what do you got?
Yeah,
Neil?
yeah, definitely built through a draft guy. I'll answer Paisan's question real quick. Does Jadarian Price return kicks? He absolutely does, and he is an explosive kick returner. In addition to having the ball in his hand and being able to work out of the backfield in the passing game, he does. Yep. He's a two-phase difference maker in terms of his ability to produce. So yeah, that's definitely a dude that if we want to go ahead and splurge on a tailback, he'll be there on day 2. He'll be there on day 2 for us. And that'll be. I mean, you're not going to get love at this point, but Jadarian Price will be in play for where we are picking in this particular draft. In terms of Crosby and Garrett, those are 2 swamp monsters off the edge, and you absolutely try to move heaven and hell to try to make something like that work. As long as it doesn't tank the program, as long as it doesn't tank your franchise in terms of the future, you absolutely go ahead, kick the tires, and overturn some rocks. As far as that's concerned. Big build through the draft guy. I guess it just more or less depends on as we continue. And when I say we, I mean the front office of the Chicago Bears. And as we continue to progress through this pre-draft process, and there's going to be some meetings, after the season, some very intense meetings and some organizational meetings and things of that particular nature that are going to happen, in February. But what you're going to do is try to figure out specifically where we think these pass rushers, these backfield disruptors are going to fall. Where do we anticipate these guys potentially falling in this draft compared to what everybody else's needs and wants are? And if they're as deep as the position group at that position is, as deep as the group is at that position is. You could find yourself with a little bit of a steal towards the back end of one. You're not going to have 10 edge rushers being taken in the first 20 picks. Guys need a left tackle. And when I say guys, I mean other clubs. Other ball clubs need a left tackle. Other ball clubs need a difference maker on the edge. Other ball clubs need something in the middle. Other ball clubs need DBs and retrievers and tailbacks. Guys that can make plays on the ball with the ball. So you're going to have somebody available towards the back end of one. If that's the direction that you're going to go, if you're the Chicago Bears, if you're going to take an edge rusher with that first pick, which really is probably the biggest gaping hole right now of everything that is potentially a deficiency, you're going to be able to work some leverage there. Yes, you absolutely kick the tires on Crosby and Garrett, but you also got to be realistic about what we're trying to do with this ball club here and prepare for the future as well. So. That'll be probably the biggest talking point in those pre-draft meetings, I would assume.
Yeah, you're right. And Fochese in the chat said he's out on decks. He's not the one. That may be another position that pops up. I mean, I guess they drafted Shamar Turner, and we haven't seen a ton out of him this year because he's been injured. But they drafted him in the second round. They may see him as their future 3 tech.
And that's another thing, AC, with how Poles went ahead and hit on all these draft picks this year.
We just talked about it. We're talking the college football playoff. Go ahead, Neil.
Do we freeze up? No, we're here. I thought we froze up for a second there. Man, that scared me. No, I was just going to say, just very, very quickly. Just looking at how Poles went ahead and hit on all of these early round draft picks this year, if he goes ahead and hits on Shamar Turner as well, that's certainly going to amplify what we're doing across the defensive front. And then you get another guy that could disrupt the backfield off the edge. Now you have a nice little 1-2 punch there. Try to mess things up in the middle and off the edge.
Yep.
Disrupting offensive flow. I mean, I hope Shamar Turner is who they expect him to be. I pray to God that he's not, number one, an injury-riddled type of dude. Because that's been kind of a problem. Yep. Bringing a bunch of dudes that aren't fully healthy right away, and we have to wait until they get fully healthy and get into the flow and kind of warm the engine a little bit, so to speak, to see what their effect on this team is going to be. Man, that's got to be fixed. We got to do a better job in the pre-draft process. Talk about the pre-draft process. We got to do a better job with these medicals. But
Yes.
if Shamar Turner can go ahead and mess some things up inside,
Yeah.
we'll be looking pretty good from that standpoint. Gervon Dexter and Shamar Turner, I'm fine with that on the interior.
Yeah, man. I mean,
What about
Of
you,
course.
KB? Are you trading away for Crosby or
so I was one of the people that, you know what I'm saying, I always looked at these, oh man, this player looked real good next year when he's wearing the Bears jersey type, that I'm like, nah, man, I'm out on those things because it always seems unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm somebody that wants to live in the plane of what can actually happen. But with the recent report of Diana Rossini putting out that the Raiders might actually be okay with moving off of Crosby this year in the offseason, I mean, at that point, you kind of feel like you have to. You know that they kicked the tires on Myles Garrett. They came out. I'm pretty sure they said something about the Bears reaching out about Max Crosby at one point. So at this point, yes, even right now, all things being fair, say the Bears lose in the first round, you're still picking somewhere in the mid-20s, right? Yeah, you could find a decent edge rusher at that point, but who's going to be Max Crosby? You feel me? I don't like the idea of trading 2 firsts. I don't. If I'm trading 2 firsts, that means they're eating everything, all the cap hit. They need to take every excess out of that trade. And at that point, you're not sending them anything. I don't like the idea, but I understand. I understand the idea. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody who's that level of a pass rusher to be opposite of Sweat. I also love the idea of the fact that Crosby could come in and also teach somebody he's friends with in Austin Booker, because apparently him and Austin Booker know each other. They've been friends or something like that. Came out his first year coming to us. So if Crosby comes in, now you got Austin Booker in his back pocket. Now teach me everything that you do, because Austin Booker has the hustle, and I've said it. I think Austin Booker might be our best pass rusher right now.
Oh yeah,
he does a lot of things the right way.
No question.
I'm looking at it. I don't care what people say about the Packers game. The kid should have had 2 sacks in that Packers game. I don't subscribe to this notion of, oh, well, Ryan, he tackled him and he fell on the quarterback. I'm sorry, that's football. I don't subscribe to the notion that your quarterback got scared and crunched up and got hit in the head because, oh, he was going to get blasted in the chest, which is a part of the strike zone. That's this area here is the strike zone. They say that you're okay to hit it.
Correct.
So,
and he should have had 2 sacks in this game too. He nearly got to Purdy on that 3rd and 7, forced him to force the punt. That was a massive. That might as well have been a sack. That was a massive play.
So I'm looking at the fact that you would honestly benefit from having a Crosby in the room, because that helps Booker. So when you come to that point where you have to make that decision on what you're going to do with Montez Sweat, maybe at that point you've built Booker up to the point where he's a legit starter. Right now, I seen Matthew Poche said my boy's he's a rotational. He is. He should be a rotational guy right now. He hasn't hit that point where he should be the prime starter. But to be honest, like I said, you're looking at it, he might be the best defensive lineman you have and the best pass rusher you have right now, which isn't saying a lot, but it is saying a lot. So, yes, to me, that's a move that you have to look to make, man. If it doesn't fall, if it falls through, then yeah, you start to look at these TJ Parkers of the world, the DJ Ugualeles of the world, and I mean, at that point, you're kind of praying and hoping. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think Myles Garrett is legit realistic. I think that'll take a king's ransom, but I do think that there's the outside shot at Max Crosby.
He's showing the flashes. Booker is showing the flashes, and I agree with Swanson took the thought right out of my head. He's starting to ascend. He's doing a lot of things the right way. He's playing with great effort. He's playing with great toughness. He's physical. He's getting his arms up in passing lanes. He's, he's just relentless out there.
Yep.
And the length of his arms allows him to make plays as well. He is so close to being the guy. He's so close, and I guess that could be potentially where Max Crosby comes in and helps out, like KB saying. Your room is definitely improved in one way, shape, or form with that guy in it.
Yeah.
And just to bounce off one thing KB said, Max Crosby, 100 something, like he was 4th round pick, 106 overall pick in the draft. You can find gems. You can find diamonds in the rough, diamonds in the dirt later on in rounds 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
And hell, the back end of 1, like I was just talking about, with how deep this class is.
That's true.
So it's not out of the question that we can find Max Crosby in the draft. That's certainly something that could take place.
I mean, maybe Booker. I mean, you'd love to see him ascend to that level, but maybe he can be a Max Crosby in a year or two. He's he was chasing Brock around all night Sunday night, making his life difficult more than anybody else on that defensive line. I got to say, KB, while we're on the subject, I keep thinking of the run that when Brock took off, and I just see a big old 97 chasing him down the field, and I'm like, damn, cuz.
He was chasing him. He wasn't going to catch him, but he was chasing him
from behind.
He caught up to him because he slowed down a little bit.
Hustles, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, the Crosby situation, man, look, Myles Garrett's going to cost more than one draft pick from us. No question.
Absolutely.
Crosby, the cap situation would be the impediment to the Bears trading for him. You'd have to restructure a lot of deals because in March, Crosby signed a massive 3-year extension worth $106.5 million. The Bears have like $8.5 million in cap space next year. It'd be pretty hard to fit him under the cap. You have to restructure guys like DJ Moore. DJ Moore's cap hit next year is like $29 million. Let me see if that would be the biggest thing. Montez Sweat, you have to, Jalen Johnson, Joe Tooney, Deo. Maybe we don't bring back Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett's cap hit next year is $19 million. Tremaine Edmonds, $17 million. I mean, some of these guys you can restructure.
How many years did Grady Jarrett sign for? Their teacher?
He signed a. Let's see. Hold on a second. I think it was a 3-year deal.
Damn, they signed him to a 3-year deal. What was he? Yeah, he's 30, right?
3-year, $50 million, I think. Grady. Something like that. I don't have the numbers on me right. Let me just see.
Maybe that's the only way they were able to lure him in free agency is by offering him more than a 1-year deal, but that's not looking great, right? I mean, he's fine, but you expect and I don't want to diss Grady Jarrett because I think he's, like I said, he's fine, but I think what he brings to the team is more in the locker room than what he's been bringing on the field. As far as teaching these young guys how to be a professional and really being a leader in that locker room. But yeah, we've got a top 5 paid defense that we're not getting our money's worth out of. We're seeing it all around the league too. Pittsburgh has the highest paid defense, and
3-year, $30 million, I think, for Grady, but it's more like a 2-year deal because of the cap hits. But would Max Crosby be better than a late first round edge rusher? Probably. I mean, there's a lot of mutual admiration after we played the Raiders. The Bears players, some of the Bears players came out and said, "Yeah, I mean, Max Crosby, he was wrecking us." And then Crosby was like, he had some mutual admiration for Caleb Williams. There was some back and forth in the media of mutual admiration between Crosby and Caleb. So it would be a good fit, I think, locker room wise. And man, that pass rush, you're talking about instant results, Crosby. I mean, that first half of the game, like 6 impact plays versus us. I mean, that's just the first half. And we ended up kind of neutralizing him in the second half after Ben Johnson made some halftime adjustments, but would I if it was our first round pick and that's it, I would try and do it. No question.
Like I said, it's definitely going to be a first round, and it's got to be a first round and a late round pick somewhere.
Yeah.
When I say late, I mean more like mid, like third
or fourth.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a trade years ago. I want to say it might have been buddy that played with the Broncos, Von Miller. Wasn't Von Miller's trade a first and a third at one point?
I think so.
Like the original trade, I want to say it was the first and the third. That was right. He was right around his age. So I mean, if you can do a first and a third, absolutely. 10 times out of 10, you feel me? I'm making that trade. But like I said, a first and the first, bro. Ooh, that's a lot to ask.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 2 firsts is far too much for what's he 29-year-old pass rusher.
Yep.
So you never know when he's going to hit that cliff and his athleticism starts to fall off. Now he has the technique to do multiple pass rush moves. Obviously, that's why he's been so successful in this league. But you never know when you're going to hit that. He said we did 2 firsts, a third from Mac, and a second.
It kind of crippled us though, draft wise. To be honest,
it did.
Mac was also 20.
But remember, they made that move because they thought they had their quarterback. Now at this point, we're sitting here looking. We think we got our quarterback. He's on a rookie deal.
Yep. How
do you build around that, at least to try and hit on as much as you can while you got him on his rookie contract? Now, I'm hoping in a couple of years, Caleb doesn't go the route of Dak Prescott of you're going to pay me the most in the entire league or I'm not playing. And hopefully, because he seems pretty cool with Tom Brady, and we know Brady took less, so he'd have more around him. Hopefully, Caleb sees it that same way. And he's really not hurting for money like a lot of these kids coming out of college, because he came out of college a millionaire already, and he's already investing his money into projects and stuff.
I was going to say,
hopefully he's starting for the Bills today.
You said what?
Yeah.
Trubisky's starting for the Bills.
Is that right?
I get it.
Well, I think they're going to let Josh Allen start to keep his streak alive of how many starts. But Trubisky will be in there in a second.
Trubisky will be playing most of the game. Yeah.
Can we talk about something real quick, man? Because it's something I looked at the other day. You put Caleb's stats next to Josh Allen's stats. Now, outside of the rushing touchdowns, Caleb's stats are damn near identical to Josh Allen's the year he won the MVP. How is Caleb not being talked about as an MVP candidate?
He's not at 4,000 yards.
There's
230 yards away, or 70, whatever it is.
He's like a long shot on Kalshi for MVP.
In the year that Allen won the MVP, he didn't throw for 4,000. He threw for 37.
You can't just look at that year and say, why can't he do it when it's the numbers are the same? Because in my opinion, I still think, even though he had a bad game, I still think Matt Stafford is the MVP this year.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Drake May's getting a lot of love because of his
why? Because we look at it.
Because I would say because they're winning, but we're winning too.
I was going to say, I'm not looking at just the stats. I'm looking at the fact that right now he is honestly the most important player on the Bears. Like, you take Caleb away from this engine isn't going. No matter how good the run game is, but you got Caleb mattering the way he does. The fact they're winning, he's putting up stats. 25 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. And he still has 3. I think he's close to 400 yards rushing with like 2 or 3. No, I think two rushing touchdowns. And he has a receiving touchdown. I'm just saying, bro. The fact, I'm not saying he should be MVP. It's the fact that he's not getting MVP talk.
Maybe it's because he started out so slow. We saw him struggle in some games. He should have torched the Raiders for more and the Saints for more, and maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe
350 to
next
1.
KB, if you got a way to bet on next year's MVP early, maybe you can drop that on Caleb and get some good odds. But I just don't see it this year, and maybe it is just a slow start.
Not at all.
That's the reason why.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about it at all for this year. I'm just like, hey man, like why isn't he being talked about at least? You know what I'm saying? That's my problem. That's my problem.
This year to me was more about learning the offense and gaining respect, which Tooch, you talked about it when you talked about with Crosby. We saw Myles Garrett talk about it. Actually put him up there with Mahomes and Lamar with his escapability. I think Caleb's getting the respect in the league. And then maybe next year, as the fans of, I'm hearing fans of other teams. My co-host on the 12 Ounce Curl Route podcast is a Packers fan, and he said he hates that the rivalry's back because for years we were just the whipping post. You know, they just showed up, they beat us, they leave. You know, and he's like, hey, this is a rivalry now. You know, both teams are good. Well. Packers are injured, but when they're all healthy, they're pretty good. Both coaches are really good, and the rivalry is intact for the Bears Packers, and he does not like that.
I think the biggest thing about the MVP argument is that they went ahead and by they I mean the media. You know, there were certain talking points that came into the year where Caleb wasn't a complete quarterback. Caleb wasn't the guy, a potential bust. The slow start, as you talked about, AC. And all he's done is elevate his performance game after game after game throughout the course of this year. And he still does. I mean, he shows still some things he needs to work on in terms of growth and development. But for every one of those instances, you go back oftentimes in the same game and see 5, 6, 7 just miraculous or difference making throws, plays, runs, wherever the case may be. Like his presence in that locker room, his presence on the field is the reason why this team can function offensively. This team can win. This team can hang in with a 49ers team that's able, to light up the scoreboard. He is, as you're saying, KB, he is the reason why this engine is running. And granted, Ben Johnson is the spark plug of the entire deal.
Oh, absolutely.
But Caleb Williams, he's that V8 internal combustion engine that's revving this thing up and rocking and rolling down the field, man. So next year, I think that narrative is going to change, but until all the people, all the talking heads, and all the people that have votes on MVP, until they can get it out of their head that Caleb is still that developmental guy.
Yeah,
and it's going to be
and they'll bring up the completion percentage because that's like the only heel they have left to stand on.
He throws the ball away to avoid committing a turnover. Receivers dropping balls. Loveland had a drop in a critical situation the other day.
And Burden.
And Burden had a drop in the same drive. Yeah. Blew my mind on those two instances. I did not expect to see that on that night. But man, yeah, drops and throwaways. And it's not like he's throwing it away because he doesn't. Justin Fields would throw the ball away or throw a pick because he can't read the secondary. He can't make it go through his progressions. That's not Caleb Williams' problem. Caleb Williams' problem is throwing the ball away because either nothing's there or he's trying to avoid a turnover or a sack. And that is a plus in the book. When you're grading the film the next day, that is a plus in the book. Unless it's a critical situation, like we saw Russell Wilson this year throwing the ball away on 4th and goal and the team is down. That's just idiotic. He's not doing those things, Yeah. So he's doing all the right things, and he's growing and developing every single game. And he's to the point to where I think anybody with that knows ball knows that this kid is the face of this franchise right now. He's our guy. We finally figured it out. We finally figured it out. There's some other people out there that still think Tyson Bagent's the guy. Hey, good on you. If you want to stand on that hill, feel free. Do what you got to do. Whatever makes you happy. But the reality is, this is the guy.
Yeah, we got our quarterback and head coach right, I think. So we're in good shape.
Absolutely.
But we got to get into this. We got to get into this game today. Tooch, you usually got numbers for me. Again, this is
Boom.
the bring up that injury report. We got
Yep.
Joe Tryon Sharenka out with a concussion. Jaquan Brisker questionable with an illness. Nick McLeod questionable with an illness. Roma Dunze questionable with the foot. I thought they were just going to shut him down. Ozzy Trapillo
Should.
questionable with the knee. I think the only one. I think the rest of them will play other than Joe. I just don't think
that flu has been
It's been
really
something serious, man.
you could tell some of them guys out there in the 49ers game weren't playing their, they weren't feeling their best.
DJ.
Yeah.
You can see it, DJ.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. I saw someone early bringing it up in the chat. Was DJ open? He was open, but
Yes.
the whole defense was between Caleb and DJ on that play. He's not
There's no
making
way
that
it's going to
throw.
see him. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't like the rolling. Caleb's so much better rolling to his right, man. I said that on Bear State of Affairs at
I agree.
Souls. I would have liked to see. You know what? I mean, they dropped what? They only rushed 2 on that very last play. I mean, imagine if Ben Johnson would have just called a run play. I know you're not going to with 6 seconds, but I mean, the run play would have scored from 2 yards out, man. With 2 guys, the other guy's dropping.
Yeah.
Man, you pounded in there with DeAndre Swift. That would have been the ultimate fake out, because everybody was expecting us to pass. That's when you got to do the opposite. I know that modern NFL play callers aren't going to do that, but if we did, I think it scores. The Lions. Let me see. Hold on a second here. Lions don't. I can never find a nice graphic like the Bears produce for the injury report every week. Other teams just don't do that. But here's the Lions injuries. They are really banged up on the offensive line. Penei Sewell, arguably their best offensive lineman, he's out.
Big names too.
Yeah, center's out. Cologne, Alex Anzalone, really good defender. He's questionable with the. Oh no, he's out. He's out. Didn't clear concussion protocol.
Oh, that's big for them.
Yeah,
That's big for them.
The Taylor Decker, he's questionable. Amon-Ra St. Brown's questionable. Christian Mahogany questionable, and then 2 other, Awasika and Manu, both questionable. So along the offensive line, hopefully we could get some pass rush pressure with the Lions' offensive line as banged up as it is. I mean, they've been playing street free agents in their secondary, for quite some time with injuries in the secondary. I'd have to look and see who's exactly on injured reserve for them. But
I know they picked up Rocky Yasin, who had played pretty well for them early, but I don't think he's done much lately. Both their safeties are out, I believe. Brian Branch, that's a huge name that's out. And then Ali McNeil was a defensive lineman who absolutely killed us last year. It was a different offensive line that he played last year as well. That's some big blows. Of course, Penei Sewell, probably the best player on their team, being out is huge for the Detroit Lions. But I don't expect them to come in here and lay down, though. Not a Dan Campbell led team.
Nope.
I know he gets a lot of shit. We may have, let's be honest, fellas, the NFC North may have the best coaches in the league, top to bottom. I just don't expect them to. I just don't expect them to come in and lay down under Dan Campbell. He's got some retooling to do this offseason, I think, bringing in another OC and stuff. But bottom line with this, my thoughts on today, what I want to see Caleb Williams hit that 4,000-yard mark. And I want to see what Ben Johnson does. This is a payback game. I think he's going to, they drop 50 on him. I think he's going to want to dig in his bag a little bit. Maybe we see a Darnell Wright touchdown today. That'd be, not to get into bold predictions, but that'd be awesome to see.
Hell yeah. America loves fat guy tutties.
Yeah. Or a Trapillo one. He's big. Just throw it up there to him, Caleb.
Did they try to do that in the Lions game the first go around? Did they try to get Trapillo in the end zone? Which game was that?
I don't
remember.
If we do see Theo
Try to block out most of that Lions game.
Theo Bennett at left tackle, if Ozzie isn't going to go, or if he's too banged up to really give you a good effort against Aiden Hutchinson. Either way, they're going to chip Aiden Hutchinson. They'll double, put a tight end on that side to help with blocking him. Because, I mean, that's really the only pass rusher that can hurt you on them, on the Lions right now with as banged up as they are. Have to stop him. And Jahmyr Gibbs, a player a lot like Christian McCaffrey, can hurt you running, can hurt you receiving. That's a guy they really have to gear up to stop. And then Montgomery is playing. Montgomery's always up to play against the Bears. You know, that's guy, he's going to run angry as well, man. But, man, I would like to see the defense bounce back after that game against the 49ers where, we just gave them so much. Guys running free in this, the receivers in the secondary. We had a hard time stopping the run. A lot of things that Dennis Allen needs to do. We didn't tackle well. See a tackle. I mean, for the most part,
That
the
was
Bears.
a big thing.
Most part of the season, the Bears have tackled pretty well. They swarmed to the ball. You always see 3, 4, 5 guys getting around the ball for the tackle. I would like to see, a better effort defensively because, I mean, I guarantee you teams who play in the playoffs, they're going to be, getting, a lot of ideas on how to exploit our defense. But the thing is, the Bears have incentive for this game. If we lose this game to the Lions and the Eagles beat the Commanders today, we drop to the 3 seed in a date with the Rams. I'd much rather play the banged up Packers.
Absolutely.
A second seed would guarantee us home games all the way up through the NFC Championship,
Right.
Assuming we win. We keep winning. So there's a lot of incentive for the Bears to win this game against the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. Neil, someone's asking in the chat, what's the weather like in Chicago today? They said, I know it's probably cold, but how's the wind? And what are we looking at there? Because you get these Lions playing outside, especially Jared Goff. We know he doesn't like to play in the cold. That may be, and it seems like our Bears play a lot better at home than they do on the road this year.
That's a great point.
They're loving Soldier Field. So what's it looking like out there today, Neil?
Lions are dookie on the road, but hey, it is a beautiful day out there. I haven't stepped foot outside yet, but it's about 30 degrees, and as you can tell behind me, it is bright. It's messing with my camera and my lighting over here. It is kind of screwing up my show, but it is a gorgeous day for football, guys. It's not going to be. I don't think the wind is going to be too intense. Let me look that up real quick here. See what that's talking about. That's a mild wind. Wind chill is at 23, but the high is going to be 32 around kickoff. It's going to be around 32. No chance of precipitation. Just a beautiful day for football in January. So, I mean, the elements are going to be what they are. It's just going to be January in Chicago. It's going to be nothing extreme. No snow, no rain, no high winds. It's just going to be, a beautiful day to get out there if you're tailgating or if you're going to the game, man. It's just a beautiful day to hang out and watch the Bears kick some Lion ass.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here's the playoff.
Really excited.
Playoff picture as it stands right now, both NFC and AFC. Right now, if the Bears maintain their second seed, we will play the Packers, man. I think that's what everybody wants. You guys agree, right? We want to play the Packers in the first round, knock them out.
Absolutely.
If we do lose to the freaking Packers, I'm not going on X for like a week. Yeah, I'd much rather play the Packers than the Rams.
Yeah.
Globally news.
And when you saw what the Ravens were able to do to the Packers, it makes you feel even better as a Bears fan because I know we don't have Derrick Henry, but we can run the football too. If you guys aren't interested in tackling and stopping the run game, then we'll just go ahead and take advantage of that. That's definitely the team I'd rather play, not the Rams, not the Niners.
Over in the AFC, the Texans can still win the AFC South. I find it interesting, but I mean the Jaguars have an easy game. Well, both teams really have easy games. The Jaguars are playing the Titans, and the Texans got a date with the Colts. But the Bills locked into the 7th seed. They're playing the Jets today. if the Broncos lose and the Patriots win, I think the Patriots take that number 1 spot from the Broncos.
Yep.
That's one interesting thing there. The Seahawks are locked into the 1 seed.
Yep.
The Packers are locked into the 7th seed. And again, if the Falcons win today, the Buccaneers would be replaced by the Panthers there. So wouldn't you guys rather play the Packers than the Rams? I mean, I think the Rams are far more
100%.
dangerous. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
We have some playoff
Yeah,
venues
I
against
agree.
the Packers we need to establish as well.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing Clayton Tune at quarterback today versus the Vikings.
We got a lot of backups going today in other
Yeah.
games. Myles Garrett going for the sack record today against the Bengals. Seemed like, and Myles Garrett said it perfectly. The Steelers were more worried about him not getting a sack record than winning the actual football game.
Yep.
Which may make Sunday Night Football matter because the AFC North Championship game will be on Sunday night. So win and get in, lose and go home. It's a lot of backups throughout the league playing.
TJ Watt making his return for the Steelers. That game's going to be a tough battle, I think. I know that everyone's like, the Ravens are hot. And I mean, they did a lot of damage with Snoop Huntley at quarterback. And now Lamar Jackson really hasn't been playing that well this season. I know people are saying he's been staying up late nights playing video games and missing meetings. They had to reschedule meetings for Lamar Jackson not being able to make it or didn't show up. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the Ravens, this is like a perennial playoff team, division champ under John Harbaugh. And really just this season, they really fell off. Man, I haven't seen anything quite like it in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved when they asked Lamar about him falling asleep in meetings, and he was like, "You really think Coach Harbaugh gonna let me fall asleep in a meeting? I'm right up front." What are we talking about? Let's be real. I'm locked in, bro. It's crazy. The rumors that come out about these players, so much of it's bull crap.
The Chiefs had a similar fall off, this year. I can't believe there's no Chiefs in the playoffs. Just really
crazy.
Really
killed a lot of my parlays, Tooch.
Yeah, this year, yeah.
It's breaking all the media, people's hearts, man. They're crying so hard inside.
That's fine in my book because I look at it like this. It's refreshing. It just means that there's parity in the league at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are stepping up finally.
That's true, KB. That's a great way to look at it.
Yep.
Yeah. Somebody over in the chat said, "Who scares you in the AFC if we were able to make it?"
All of them.
I like the Broncos, and I would. Could you imagine if the Super Bowl this year is Caleb Williams versus Drake May? How crazy!
That would be fantastic.
How crazy would that shit be?
Jaguars are interesting.
Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence about that one. Bears, Jags.
Yeah.
Who would have seen that one coming?
Yeah. The Texans' defense is awfully tough as well, and their offense needs some work, but that defense is really good, man. Seahawks and Texans, I think, are probably the top 2 defenses in the NFL. That Jaguars defense is pretty good, though, too. Yeah,
probably. The Eagles' defense ain't nothing to sneeze at either. I mean, they're the only reason that they beat the Bills last week is because Jalen Carter blocked a field goal and then Josh Allen missed on a 2-point conversion, but the defense held them in that game all game long.
Boy, did our offensive line out physical the hell out of them though when we played.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I did not see that coming, man. We absolutely decimated the Eagles.
Yeah. I think they may. I know Eagles fans at work are like, "We'll see y'all in the playoffs." I'm like, okay,
maybe.
I don't want to be too. I don't want to be too over.
I guess we would, right? They'd have to. Well,
it'd be the championship game, I think, right? Or it is the second round.
I think if they beat the Rams, we would play the Eagles.
You're not beating the Rams.
So
let's be real. They're not beating the Rams. The Rams can put up too many points, man.
The Rams are good. They need Devontae Adams back. I think that was kind of the key to their success on offense, was just having the two really good wideouts for Stafford to throw to. The defense is still pretty good. I mean, you can run on them now. I think teams have exploited their run defense, but it's still a dangerous defense, the Rams.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how because they got to go on the road in the cold. You know, they're not at home in the warm LA. And when they went on the road to Carolina, they lost. When they went on the road to Atlanta, they lost. They haven't exactly been road warriors, at least late here in the season. But we got to close this thing on out, fellas. We talked about a lot today, but we're going to do it like we always do. Give me your score prediction, bowl prediction, MVP, hit your shout outs, and we'll close it out. I'll start with Tooch this time, and we'll go down and around.
All right. I'll definitely take it. The Bears in this one. We're favored by 3.5 in this one. I think that game against the 49ers, Bears were 3.5 point dogs, and that we end up losing by 4. So that line was ultra sharp. I think this line's a little light. I think the Bears are probably about a 6-point favorite. I make this game. They have a lot to play for. It's a revenge spot for the Bears. It was a terrible spot for the Bears. I said last week going into the 49ers, who just came off an overtime win, stealing it from the Packers. It was a terrible spot for the Bears. Then we got to fly across the country with the flu. That's why I picked the 49ers, because it's just a terrible spot. This isn't a terrible spot. This is a good spot for the Bears coming off a loss. We're playing at home. We get the Lions off the track of Ford Field, get them into Soldier Field, we'll slow them down a little bit. And there's a lot to prove. Ben Johnson doesn't forget his former boss hanging 52 points on his head. I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to say, 28-21 Bears. Most valuable Bear today. Give me Luther Burden, man. I just want to see more highlights of this kid. Man, I think I love his prop today. I think it's over 4.5 receptions.
Yeah.
I think he gets 5 catches minimum. I also like Colston Loveland to go over his prop, which I think is 3.5 receptions. So I'd like to see just the Bears play a complete game.
Fair. Let's go. Of course I'm picking the Bears. I don't see Ben Johnson getting swept by anybody in the division this year. I think of course we get the revenge. The Lions are really beat up. I think the Bears put up numbers today. I don't want to predict anything wild. I will say I do think that Caleb does try to go for the 4,000 a day, which means I believe Luther Burden acts a fool. Yeah, Luther Burden is probably going to act a fool today. But I say Bears 32, Lions 24. MVP, of course, Caleb. Man, I just feel like Luther act a fool today, man. I don't know how many. I give him over 100 yards receiving today. But it's just I just got that feeling. I think everybody that's on that offense is looking at that 270 and saying, "We can get you there, bro. Like we can do this." So yeah, I give the Bears that is my bold prediction today. I think they tried as a team try to wholly get Caleb that 270 as best as they can. Shout outs, of course, shouts to the chat, man. Shout out to everybody on the pod. It's been a fun season, man. It's been fun watching this, especially when we didn't really expect it to be the way it did. I thought we all kind of expected the Bears to be decent, but I think people really more so considered us middle of the pack. Probably more than the vein of what the Lions did this year. Felt like that was probably supposed to be our record. So it's been a fun watch, man. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Go ahead, Neil. Take it away, brother.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. 38-20 is what's speaking to me today. 38-20 is what's speaking to me. Bold prediction. The Bears are going to score in a very bizarre way today. Whether that means Austin Booker goes ahead and gets a strip sack, whether that means Devin Duvernay houses one, whether that means somebody on offense that doesn't normally score a touchdown scores a touchdown. We get an offensive lineman, a backup quarterback. We get some kind of funky, Ben dipping into his big bag of tricks, type of situation taking place, going in the red zone. One way or the other, I think there's going to be a bizarre score today, and we're going to be pretty amped up about it. America loves fat guy tutties. We'd love to see one. Most valuable Bear, Ben Johnson, will be the most valuable Bear. As long as he dips into his big bag of tricks and tries to get Caleb Williams his 270 and everything happens within the framework of the offense, of the game plan, and he doesn't outthink and overthink the situation. We've seen that happen a couple times this year where he overthinks the situation, tries to get too cute, and ends up, screwing a drive up that could potentially, put us in a better position to win a ball game. So Ben Johnson, be poised, be calm, be collected, be cool. Go ahead and just go beat Detroit's ass. I don't know if Tooch has a graphic queued up, but run the ball down a motherfucker's throat. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Coaching doesn't matter. I don't know if Tooch has that one queued up as well. He could potentially queue it up for us one more time before we end the regular season.
There it is.
But
yes,
he does. Yes, he does.
Yes.
There we go.
She has such a big heart.
She does.
Big heart.
Brings excellent assets to the table. So here we are, man. That's what I feel like. Bear down, man. Bears going to get this win. We're going to have meaningful football in January. So damn amped up for. It's been way too long, man. Run through a motherfucker's face. That's what we're going to do today. Absolutely destroy this team is what we got to do today. Ben will hang 70 on this team if he can. I just don't think we're going to quite get there. But hey, could be in the 50s. Could be in the 50s. I'm just going to kind of go right down the middle here with a nice, calm, cool 38. I'm going to hit 38 today. 38-20. Nice, solid win for us. Boys, I appreciate the hell out of y'all. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
You've enjoyed the past couple weeks worth of holiday celebrations, friends, family, good food, good drinks, good times, good stories, fellowship, and fun. Man, it's been a great time. It's been a great couple weeks. A little bit of downtime to spend with people that matter. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody out there watching, listening. Hit that bell, like, subscribe, share. Bring 5 people in next week. When we get ready for some playoff football here in Chicago. And for everybody that's going to be out there today, make this stadium rock.
Hell yeah.
Be loud, be rowdy, scare these sons of bitches back up to Detroit. Love y'all. Yeah. And hey, especially I keep missing every single week for a couple weeks now. Shout out to Aldo, man.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like Aldo, you're doing pretty well. Recovering from that little setback you had, man. You're the dog, dude. Speaking of engines, talk about engines making things run. You make this shit run, buddy. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody. Let's go get a win.
Absolutely. I'm going to do shout outs first, and then I'll get into the game. Shout out to you guys for coming on with me. I appreciate it. Jay Grizz, yes, we will have another show next week. As long as the Bears are playing, we will have a Barfly Tailgate Show. Hopefully, the Bears don't get screwed and get stuck into that Monday night game and have to go on a short week in the second week of the playoffs if they win. But we'll worry about that when it gets here. Shout out to the chat, man. They really brought it today. And shout out to you boys for bringing it each and every week. I appreciate it. Score prediction. Somebody said it in the chat, and I'm feeling like Ben Johnson's going to want to hang something on him today. He's going to want a little revenge for week 2. Somebody said 42-17 in the chat, and I agree with that. I think it was Bears fan 40 that said 42-17. That's what I'm feeling too. I think the offense gets back on track. The defense gets some turnovers, and Austin Booker gets a couple sacks. Why not? I mean, Jared Goff is not mobile, and they're missing their best offensive tackle. So let's get home. My bold prediction, I said it earlier, and Neil kind of stole my thunder a little bit. I think we get a Darnell Wright touchdown today. I think he's going to throw it up. So we saw this guy making one-handed grabs in training camp. So obviously he's got the athleticism to go up and get it. And they didn't practice that for nothing. that they're going to get it together and do that. So that's my bold prediction is a Darnell Wright touchdown.
I love
MVB, I would love to take Caleb because I think he's going to hit 3K or 4K. And we have you guys already took Luther Burden. I guess since I said Austin Booker with a couple of sacks, maybe he's the MVP on defense to keep them in the football game. Yeah, that's everything now because I've already hit my shout outs. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to tell you when we go live, but we're always live on the Barroom Radio Network. Aldo making his big return. Yeah, you're right, Neil. Follow everybody. You see our handles around the screen.
All these things here.
We're all on X. Yeah, you can follow all that stuff and keep up with us and chat with us and all those things. But until next week, we'll just leave everybody with a bear down.